What's going on, y'all? How you guys doing? Jeffrey with the Little Lou's Barbecue here, and welcome back to my outdoor kitchen. Listen, NFL preseason is right around the corner, and today we're kicking off a new series on YouTube, and we're calling it Game Day. A lot of you guys have been asking me recently, hey, what's a good, quick snack or meal or appetizer that I can make on game day that's going to please all of the friends and all the family? And pork belly burnt ends is one of the best, quick, easy things that you can make. So we're going to get things started here. Just got this pre-packaged pork belly from my local grocery store. It's just a Swift pork belly. I think it was like 2.5 to 3 pounds. So you're going to get a lot of burnt ends out of this meal, out of this pork belly. I typically recommend getting the highest quality pork that you can get. Obviously, any protein that you're going to cook. Doesn't really have to be Kurobuta pork for something like this. Obviously, we all know that that's kind of like the Wagyu of pork. But this is just a Swift pork belly that I got from my local grocery store. So to kind of get things started, we want to cube this up into 1-inch cubes. Just because you want them to cook evenly, and you want everything to kind of stay even throughout the cook, so you don't have things that are cooking faster than others. So essentially, we're going to go ahead and start cutting this pork belly up. And again, we want to go in kind of like 1-inch cubes. Because we don't want the pork belly burnt ends to be too big, but we also don't want them to be too little. And before I continue here, obviously, this is just, like I said, a pork belly that I bought at my local grocery store. It's going to have fat on the other side. I don't really do anything to the pork belly when I'm making burnt ends. Some people like to trim it up. Doesn't really matter. You don't have to do that. So I'm not going to do any trimming today. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this up into strips and then 1-inch cubes, like so. And then while we're doing this, it's hot in Jacksonville. Here pretty soon, we're probably going to switch to doing our recipe videos at nighttime, just to change it up a little bit, because I'm going to throw some of the fat away because they don't want all that. Because obviously it's pretty hot here. It's like 105 degrees right now while I'm shooting this video. But anyway, so this is typically about the size that you want your pork belly to be. Typically 1-inch cubes, that way they season up properly, they cook properly, and then you just get a really even cook when we're done. So I'm going to go ahead and chop the rest of this up and cut the rest of this up, and then we'll be right back when it's time to season. Alright, so we're back. So we got our pork belly cut up into 1-inch strips, and then the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to take all of our pork belly, we're going to get it into this sheet pan here, because we're going to season these up. We want to be very liberal with how we season. These are 1-inch thick. You can't over season them, and none of our seasonings have a ton of salt anyways. They're all pretty natural, non-GMO, all that stuff. So the first thing that we're going to do once these are in our sheet pan, we're going to take some yellow mustard here. And don't come at me. You are not going to taste this yellow mustard. I really don't care what anybody says. A lot of people are like, wee, yellow mustard. It's okay. Promise you, you're not going to taste it. Let's get this fly away here. A little pork belly trying to jump out of the pan here. All right, so we're just going to get this all mixed up, all mixed around. So depending on what flavor profile I'm going for on my burnt ends, I'll do like 1 or 2 different seasonings. So today, the glaze that I'm going to use later on is going to be Texas pepper jelly, apple cherry habanero. So this does have a little heat in it. So I'm just going to go simple today. I'm just going to go with our OG sweet hog. It is a sweet barbecue rub. It's not over sweet, but it is a sweet rub. Got lots of honey powder in it, some garlic salt, garlic pepper. Then we're just going to go ahead and very liberally coat these front and back and all the sides. Again, be liberal with it. You're not going to over season these. They are thick 1-inch cubes. So we're just going to mix this up here. We'll throw some more on top. Mix it all around here. All right, so now that that's done, the next thing that we're gonna do, we are gonna take just a wire rack here, just any standard wire rack that you would kind of use with a sheet pan that's going in the oven. And now that our pork belly burnt ends are seasoned, we're just gonna take these pork belly burnt ends and throw them here on the wire rack, and then we'll hit them with another coating of our seasoning. So we're gonna go ahead and get these out here pretty evenly. We just wanna make sure that they're spread out to where we're not gonna have any burnt ends that are gonna be cooking faster than the other ones. Just pretty evenly distributed here. I do like to go fat side up on most of the proteins that I cook. Now with pork belly burnt ends, I like to do it a little bit different. I will do fat side down on these. I just really prefer the way the way that they cook fat side down. So we're gonna get all these on here. We're gonna get them on here fat side down. Once they're all on here, we'll be right back, and then we'll get them seasoned up, and then we'll talk time and temperature. All right, well, we're back. So we've got our pork belly burnt ends pretty evenly distributed here. Obviously, like I said, we are gonna do another coating of our sweet hog seasoning. And the reason for that is obviously from going from the sheet pan to the wire rack, some of that stuff's gonna come off, and we really just wanna make sure that these are evenly seasoned. So we're gonna take our sweet hog, and we're gonna dust just the top here. And then if there's anything on the sides that you guys are worried about, obviously at this point, feel free to move them around. They didn't get too messed up here, so we're just gonna go pretty liberal on the top here. And then when the pit is heated and ready to go, we'll be back. All right, y'all, well, we're back. Well, it's been about 15 minutes, and at this point, the seasoning's fully adhered to these pork belly burnt ends. I like to go minimum 15 minutes before I get them on the smoker. And the reason being is the seasoning is going to draw out a lot of that moisture and give you just a better cook, but it's also to, obviously we season things to impart flavor, and we want as much flavor to be on these pork belly burnt ends as possible. So that's why we let them sit about 15 minutes. And you can see, obviously, I say this all the time, I don't really talk too much about our rubs when I'm doing instructional videos, but I really did design our sweet hog to give you the best flavor and the best color in barbecue. Barbecue is about that bright red color, and as you can see on our burnt ends here, we got that bright red color. So let's talk time and temperature. We're here on our Pit Boss Austin XL today. We are going 275 for the first part of this cook. So we're gonna go 275 for about 2.5 to 3 hours, or until they hit about 175, 180 internally. Once they hit 180, 175 to 180 internally, we'll come back, we'll take them off, we'll do some more fun stuff to them, get some more flavor on them. But I'm gonna go ahead and get these on the Pit Boss, and then we will see you back in about 2.5 to 3 hours. All right, y'all, we're back. These pork belly burnt ends have been going for about 1 hour and 45 minutes now. I did just spritz them with some apple cider vinegar just to help impart some more flavor, help with some color. And then it does also, while you're cooking, caramelize a little bit. They are temping about 160 to 165 degrees, so we're close to getting to the next step. So we'll be back in about 15 to 20 minutes. We'll see you soon. All right, y'all, we're back. Well, it's been about 2 hours and 15 minutes. Our pork belly burnt ends are temping about 170 to 175 right now. We're gonna go ahead and get them off, and to do that, I just have a double glove of these cotton gloves that are heat resistant. So I'm just gonna go ahead and head over here and pull this wire rack off. There's probably definitely a better way to do this. That's not the way that I'm doing it, so you can ensure that you don't burn yourself, but this is the way that I chose to do it, so it is what it is. I'm gonna take one of these off. I'm gonna keep one of these on. I'm gonna glove up here, because there were a couple that fell off, so I'm gonna grab these real quick, because we don't want any of these burnt ends to be left behind, right? We wanna make sure that we have them all. So listen, so for the next part of this, Gonna do a couple things here. So we want to go ahead and at this point we're gonna get our pork belly burnt ends that are looking really good right now. Looking really good off of this wire rack. So we're gonna go from this wire rack into the sheet pan here. And then we're gonna do a couple of things here just to help us impart some more flavor and kind of like finish the process and get us a nice glazed, tasty pork belly burnt end. And again, the reason that I'm going to keep this glove on is because we're going to be touching this stuff in it, and it is pretty hot. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of our wire rack here. We're going to put that down. So what we're going to do now, this is just what I like to do. Again, it's a little bit different depending on like kind of like what flavor profile I'm looking for. So we're going to do a couple things. So first, I'm going to throw down a couple of pats of butter in here. And obviously it's pretty hot out here, so it's been out here for a while. The next thing I am going to do is I'm going to take just some brown sugar, and I'm going to sprinkle it around in here. It's going to help get these burnt ends nice and caramelized. Now that we're done with that, don't really need the heat glove anymore. I'm gonna go season with our sweet hog again. I'm gonna throw this on top. That's good. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is gonna take this Backyard Food Co. Peach BBQ Sauce. You can get this at Fresh Market. You can also get it from their website. I'm gonna drizzle this on top. And then I'm going to take this Texas pepper jelly rib candy. This is the apple cherry habanero. I love this stuff because it's going to give you a sweet heat. I love sweet heat barbecue. I just love the kick. This stuff is incredible. So it's Texas pepper jelly rib candy. Obviously good for rib glaze. You can do chicken. You can do pork butts with it. You can do whatever. But I am just going to glaze these pork belly burnt ends here. And what I'm going to do, I don't know why I took my glove off because I probably should have kept it on here. I am just going to make sure all of this stuff is mixed in here nice and good. Gonna mix it up. We want to mix it up. So what we're going to do at this point, well, now that all of that stuff is on there, we are going to cover this with some aluminum foil. I'm making a mess here today, but you know what? It's a good day. It's hot. We're cooking outside. Can't really complain about it. So what we're going to do, we are going to get this back on the pit at 275 degrees for the last part of this cook. It's going to take about another 30 to 45 minutes to get to where we need to be. We want them to probe tender. We want them to be about a 201 to 205 for the finishing temperature. So I'm going to go ahead and get these back on here, and we'll see you guys when we're done. All right, y'all, it's been about 45 minutes here, and these pork belly burnt ends are done. We've had them off for about 5 minutes now. They've been cooling off, and they look incredible. So let's talk about what we've done up until this point. We started with a Swift pork belly that we cut into 1-inch cubes. We seasoned it with our Sweet Hog barbecue rub, got it onto a wire rack, cooking on the Pit Boss Austin XL at 275 for about 2 hours, 15 minutes until they're 170 to 175 internal. Once that happens, we got them off. We got them into this cooking, this sheet pan here. We seasoned them with some more Sweet Hog. We put some brown sugar, some butter in there. We went with some Backyard Food Co. Peach BBQ Sauce, some Texas pepper jelly, apple cherry habanero glaze. It went for about another 45 minutes. We got them off. We let them rest, and they're looking good. And you know what? I can't wait. I'm going to take one here. Ooh, I can already tell that these are going to be good. They're still a little hot, so I'm going to put a glove on here, because I don't want to burn myself. I'm going to take a bite. When I say that these are the best pork belly burnt ends I've had, guys, I mean it. The combination of this peach barbecue sauce with this Texas pepper jelly gives us the perfect sweet heat along with our sweet hog barbecue rub. Listen, guys, thanks for joining us again. We really appreciate all the love and support we've been getting. We'll see y'all next week. Make sure to subscribe on our YouTube channel. Go to our website, sign up. You're going to get 15% off on your first order, but you're also going to get these recipes in your inbox every single week. See y'all next time.